Hi, it's Ananda from Vital Natural Online, and I haven't done a video in a while, so you may have noticed something different about me. If you can't, I'll leave it to you to work it out. In any case, I'm here today to do a review. It's a review of a nutrient product rather than a skincare product, but of course it directly relates to skincare. This product is SkinB5 and it's Acne Control Extra Strength Tablets. Now, I came across this product by chance, and I'm glad that I did because it's an excellent product. It's got some good clinical research behind it and some great testimonials, which means that it's working when people are taking it. It's working so well that they're actually coming back to tell you about it. Okay, so Acne Control Extra Strength Tablets is basically it's a tablet that's really high in B5 plus some other ingredients. So I'll first read out the ingredients and then I'm going to talk about each ingredient and why it's relevant to acne control in particular, but also excellent for oily skin, skin renewal and skin repair. Okay, so first of all it's got calcium pantothenate, which is essentially vitamin B5. It's 500 milligrams. Zinc gluconate, which is equivalent to 5 milligrams of zinc. Copper gluconate, equivalent to 250 micrograms of copper. Silica, which is 5 milligrams. Vitamin A, which is 105 micrograms, small dose, so it's safe for use. Nicotinamide or vitamin B3, 125 milligrams. Folic acid, 80 micrograms, and biotin, 330 micrograms. Those doses are reasonable, but the actual recommended dose is 2 tablets 3 times a day. So that's actually 6 tablets a day. That's a therapeutic dose. So that's the dose that you actually take when you want to get the acne under control rather than to maintain a healthy level or a healthy stage that you're going through. So high dose, but therapeutic dose. Not too much, but enough to get the job done. Okay, so the first and primary ingredient, and probably what this formulation is based on, is the pantothenic acid or the vitamin B5. Now, there's some good research around vitamin B5 and some good testimonials, as I said. Vitamin B5 has a couple of really important roles when it comes to skin and skin health. It's a precursor for essential fats or fatty acids and lipids, phospholipids, cholesterol, hormones and neurotransmitters, all which use fat to keep us going. So at high doses, the research has shown that it can decrease pore size and help decrease acne by regulating fats, fatty acids and hormones. And it does this by coenzyme A synthesis. And that's a process in the body or a biochemical pathway which B5 influences and supports. But essentially, the body produces androgens when the coenzyme A levels and vitamin B5 levels are low. Now, the thing about androgens, and if you've done any reading about acne, is androgens promote sebum and they promote increased fatty acid production, which is excreted via sebum. So the more androgens you have in the body, the more oily your skin's going to be due to this excess sebum production. An example of an androgen is testosterone. What happens when your skin's excessively oily and there's excessive sebum production is increased bacterial overgrowth on the skin, which can then lead to congestion, blocked pores and acne and the production of acne. So with low B5 levels, you tend to see people with unbalanced fatty acid levels in their body or distribution in their body, so oily skin and acne breakouts. By increasing the levels of B5, it increases the coenzyme A production and therefore reduces androgen production. So it will reduce testosterone and help balance out the hormones. It will also reduce sebum production, so your skin will become less oily. And indeed, if you read the testimonials of people who've taken good levels of vitamin B5 to manage this, they will say that their skin tends to dry out. And I don't mean dry out as in become dehydrated, I mean reduce levels of oiliness. So where they might have had oily skin all over or an excessively oily T-zone, their skin tends to go back into balance and become, there's no dry patches, no oily patches, it's a normal skin condition. The other thing that you might notice is people with oily scalps or congested scalps, not like dandruff, but when there's a build-up in a little bit like a build-up of excess oily scalp material. It's like if you scratch your scalp like this and you look at your nails and there's like gunk under it, and that's what I'm talking about. And that is an overproduction of oil mixed with dead skin cells, basically. And what happens is people who tend to have overly oily skin also get often, their scalp is too oily and they get this kind of build-up of gunk. So you wash your hair and you expect it to go away, and it does, but it builds up again. Or you use anti-dandruff shampoos thinking that it's dandruff, but it's not, so it just keeps going and keeps going. B5 will actually help reduce that oily scalp and also therefore reduce the build-up of gunk. That's my technical term for the day. Let's look at the research. A study done in 1995. It had 95 participants, so not a huge study, but a reasonable size to actually get at least a medical hypothesis and an understanding of how B5 might work. It was used at very high doses and it showed really significant results with between 1 week and 1 month. It also showed increased energy levels and reduction in oiliness and reduction in acne lesions. Now, what I would say about this B5 alone, when you're just looking at B5, it is useful for acne that's associated with oily and congested skin. Now, the mechanism is that there's high androgens, high sebum, and therefore increased bacterial overgrowth and increased acne. If you don't have, that sequence of events, if you've got skin that's dry with acne, well, it's not due to excess sebum production, so the B5 may not be of assistance in that case. However, this formula has some other ingredients that might be useful for acne where there's dry skin. It contains zinc, and zinc, of course, is very, very good for skin healing. It also reduces androgen production as well and supports the digestive system by supporting good hydrochloric acid levels. And what I find commonly is that people with acne that's just chronic and tends not to go away often have digestive issues as well. So if you can support the digestion in any way, you're more likely to support good elimination via the digestive system rather than the skin. It contains copper, nicotinamide, or B3 as I said, and folic acid. And there was a study that was done looking at acne with those 3 ingredients. There was 198 patients, and they measured the decrease in inflammation of lesions after 4 and 8 weeks for all of those patients. And there were some really good outcomes, and I'll just read these out to you. 79% of people reported an increase in appearance, as in their appearance was better or much better, so that was 79%. 55% reported moderate or substantial decreases in acne lesions. And as the trial continued, the increase in the percentage of people that had positive outcomes increased. So basically that means the longer they took the nutrients, the better the results were, and the more people that got results. Interestingly, in this clinical trial, there was one arm of people who just took the nutrients, one arm of people that took nothing at all, and one arm of people that took the nutrients and oral antibiotics. And it showed that there was no increased result or no increased improvement with the nutrients and the oral antibiotics, basically showing that the nutrients were doing the job by themselves and didn't need the oral antibiotics to improve the outcomes. And I thought that was really, really interesting, and it shows that nutritional supplements and nutritional biochemistry can have a really powerful result without resorting to antibiotics. Silica is another ingredient, and that promotes skin healing and skin renewal, and vitamin A finally supports skin immunity and has an anti-infective or antibacterial effect due to the fact that it improves skin immunity. So that's that. I've been really impressed with SkinB5. Oops, I'll get it on screen there. Really impressed with the outcome. Really impressed with the results of the people actually taking these for good doses, and the therapeutic outcomes have been very, very positive. Remember, you need at least 4 to 8 weeks. 4 weeks to show signs of good results, and then 8 weeks to keep going. And then you'd go on a maintenance dose. You wouldn't need to keep taking the high doses. But yes, taking the therapeutic dose in the first place is a good one. Is a good idea.